What's up, everyone? Stumbles here, and we are back with big ambitions and our floral shop, Petal to the Metal. Do y'all know the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, one of which is usually their day job? Outside of that, it's all just passive income. We're far from a millionaire, and right now we have 1 stream of income, so we'll get there someday. Maybe. On that note, we have a few goals today. We want to move Petal to the Metal. But before we move Petal to the Metal, we need to look at something. We got to hire an employee, and then we want to expand our inventory into gifts. We need to diversify our content. If we look at Petal to the Metal, and thank you to one of my subscribers on the last episode, made a very studious observation that our floral shop is in Garment District. So when we look at Bizman and we look at the Market Insider, we've been looking at the demand for Hell's Kitchen, and I was wondering why the lowest market price was what it was, and I was getting frustrated and confused. Turns out our floral shop is actually in the Garment District. And the prices in the Garment District are substantially different. Like flowers cheap is $10, and then flowers expensive $16. We look in Hell's Kitchen, flowers cheap $20, and then flowers expensive $34.37. Are you flipping kidding me? So I leased a place in the wrong part of Manhattan. We're in the Garment District. It's not that it's terrible. I mean, we're competing with one other business, it looks like, or flowers cheap. So, I mean, there's that. The demand is still pretty good, but it's not where we wanted to do this. So when we look at our map again, if we look at our map, let's look at retail spaces available. So there's Petal to the Metal. And then if we look at some of the stores we were looking at, these are all in the Garment District. And I think this is because I got disoriented with like where everything was at. So if we look over here, there's Hell's Kitchen. That is one that is in Hell's Kitchen that we could rent. It's a little more expensive. It's going to take $5 grand to open. We have a whopping $780. So I would like to get into Hell's Kitchen. I don't know how realistic that's going to be. In worst case scenario, I would like to move us to a store with much higher traffic. So if we look at one of these in Garment District, 2775, way better in terms of traffic over here. And we could even go with it, a smaller one, but the traffic is good. $957 to get into that building. So we have some options, but that means that we have to have enough money to move our business over there. And right now, that's looking a little tough for the primary reason that Petal to the Metal is a struggling business at the moment. We have minimal inventory, to say the least. And we have $780, meaning I don't think we have enough money to even open today. So, I mean, we have enough money to open today, but we don't have enough inventory. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn the freaking volume down. Jeez. And we're going to go over to wonderful New York Distro, try and get some more inventory. So that way, when we open up, we have enough to get us through the day. And hopefully that's enough to get us a decent profit and start moving us in the right direction. We don't have to do business school anymore at the moment. So right now we're just trying to get the revenue going in a way that's actually going to make sense. Because right now it's not making a lot of sense. All right, we're at Petal to the Metal, or New York Distro, and we need to get some inventory here. I think we're just going to go with the flowers cheap at the moment because we cannot really do much else. I think we can get 2. We can. We have $780. We're going to get 2 flowers cheap. and just kind of lean into that one for now. I think that is probably the wise move until we can actually start generating decent profit. So now we're down to $116. Woo! We are cutting it close. And it looks like we might be cutting it close on opening up our store. I don't know if we'll have enough energy to get through the whole day. We don't have a whole lot of time to grab our stuff and get it into the store before our store opens. Go in the store. What the hell? Let's go ahead and I guess place this here. Store's about to freaking open. And here I am. Not getting anything done here. Go in the store. What is my deal here? I need to place this over here. Come on, place it. The game is being kind of stupid. All right, start working. There we go. Let's see if we can make it through the day. I don't know. All right, we are officially at 0 energy. If we look at Bizman, our store doesn't close until 8 o'clock and it is 6:16. So what we'll do is we'll temporarily close, I think. And we'll run over to Elgato. By the time we get to Elgato, though, I don't know that we'll need to reopen because our guy is just a freaking blob of depression at the moment. We've just eaten. We don't have enough energy, so the likelihood of us being able to open again is slim. So I think we're just going to be temporarily closed for the remainder of the day. We'll go back and clean, and then after we clean, we'll just go to bed. Daily summary, negative $53. All right. It's just never ending. I swear. I mean, overall net profit was negative $53. We did buy more inventory. So there's that little nugget of this whole puzzle. So otherwise we wouldn't have $379. So, you know, we'll take what we can get at the moment. And then hopefully today gets us a better profit. So we're going to need to go buy more inventory again. And it's like a vicious cycle where we're just kind of breaking even at this point. So I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. It's not going well, to say the least. Now, just out of curiosity, I want to look here. So we had a negative $53 profit. So we have our private residence and that darn loan, which is negative $65. Pedal to the metal itself at an $11.86 profit. So from that perspective, not bad. Theft wise, we had $25 in theft. That hurts a small little place like us. So yeah, that's not ideal. I would like to get more expensive flowers, but I mean, $11.86. We're never going to make it anywhere with that kind of money. And just like that, we are nearly out of inventory again. Oh, hopefully today was a better day. We were able to work the entire day. So that's a win. Now, whether or not that turns into better profit, that's to be seen. We will find out. So I think we're going to wake up a little bit earlier because we need to go get some more inventory. If we're not open, we're not making any money. Not that we're making much money anyways. Right, negative $47 in profit. Holy crap, this is a vicious cycle. Oh man, why is it so terrible? And why am I carrying my dolly? I don't want this darn dolly right now. Park it, let's go. I don't know. We got to run to New York Distro, and we're going the wrong way. New York Distro's the other way. So we're a little early for New York Distro. I thought they opened at 6, but I guess I was wrong there. We're going to change our hours. We're going to start at 11, and we're going to go till 2100. I think is the way we're going to go about that. Actually, we might just say, you know, we'll do work a 9-hour shift, 11 to 9. It gives us time to restock inventory and such. Sundays have to be our day for like getting our happiness up, because we are on a half of, we're going to be really hurting. I am curious how much a security camera costs, because I'm wonder if it would be worth it for us to, everyone's closed at the moment. So the appliance store, yeah, sure. Pedal to the metal today, add item. I just want to know if it's going to be worth it to kind of keep us from continuously losing out money on that. And security cameras are not sold at the AJ Peterson and Son. So that kind of sucks. How is it that they don't sell security cameras, but they sell like jewelry cases and stuff? Yeah. All right. Well, the other place isn't open yet, so we'll have to wait. I think what we're going to do is when New York Distro opens up, what we're going to do is we're going to get some expensive flowers and maybe a set of cheap. Not 100% sure on that yet. All right, New York Distro is open. Grab our dolly here. Now, how much is the gifts? So that's jewelry. Flowers cheap. Where are gifts at? Gifts expensive. Oh man, gifts are stupid expensive. All right, so if we get flowers cheap and flowers expensive, so there's flowers expensive at 379. We don't have enough to do both. Son of a gun. So we'll do 2 of the flowers cheap. Again, I don't know. I don't know. This is a painful endeavor, to say the least. All right, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go get our $8 food from Elgato. That's gonna give us the lowest amount of money I think we've had at this point, and hope that we can bring in some sort of profit that, I don't know, it does something for us, because it's not going well, to say the least. Now, part of the reason I wanted to get an employee is because we could then get the employee, try and bring in some revenue. And then if we're bringing in revenue and they're working the store, then I can work at Elgato. So it's like that whole multiple streams of income thing. I'll work at Elgato, they can work at the shop, and voila, hunky-dory. Everyone's sort of happy, but not really. So yeah, there's that piece of this whole thing. I don't know. We could technically afford to get a recruiter with $500, and they could hire us, you know, what we need, so on and so forth. And then we could work at Elgato and make some money that way. That could be a path. I don't know how that's going to work, though. We're probably going to fail on all of our goals again in this episode. So we have decent inventory still at the end of this day, I think. We're going to clean up. Our guy is super duper hungry for, well, he's just like barely makes it through the day. These floors get filthy. All right, store cleaned. We're going to eat and see where we're at. Otherwise, if it's another absolute terrible day, we gotta do something different with the strategy here. I don't know if that's an employee. I don't know if that's we work at Petal to the Metal and Elgato. And what I mean by that strategy is that we would work the 8 to I think 1600 here, take an hour, go to Petal to the Metal, and work, you know, from like 6 until 10 or something for Petal to the Metal. That's kind of where my head's at, and the only way that we could start getting positive revenue and get us into at least a better store, different inventory. I don't know at this point. I really don't. $26. We're making progress. I don't understand how we had a total profit of $26 on that day. Were we just busier? All right, let's take a look at Petal to the Metal's finances. So in Econo view, again, our fixed costs right now are our private residence and our loan. And we had a $38 profit from Petal the Mill. So we were a little bit busier. We still had $8 in theft. But overall, just a better day, it looks like, from a sales perspective. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know. Not even that much of a better day. We had a $10 in sales more than we did day 58. We had, as far as theft goes, a significant drop in theft. That was a pretty big difference there. And then from the resources perspective, I guess, well, interesting. Why was day 57 $585? Were we still going to business school at that time? That could have been it. Yeah, I mean, it's rough out here. Very rough. So the question then becomes, what in the heck do we do? I don't have an answer for you on that one. Part of me wishes we could pay off this loan, because right now that loan is actually hurting us. $26 a month is going to that, or a day is going to that. We could up the payment, which wouldn't be good for us. I don't know. Oh man, I really don't know. Part of me says we temporarily close the business or we adjust the hours. I think we do that. So if we just say we're going to stay open until 10, we're going to work from, I guess, 1700 to 10. That's 5 hours. And then we will work at Elgato as well. So our day off, I think, will be Thursday, which is the day that we'll get new inventory. We'll spend some time in the park, that type of thing. So we're going to try that. If you guys have better ideas or know what we should do, please drop them in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button so you can watch this train wreck of a business operation. And just drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think we should do. Right now, I'm going to go for this whole work to job strategy because, starting with $25 on hard mode is turning out to be an absolute nightmare. And we're going to say, Fridays are going to be our day off. Okay, well, that works out well, I suppose. So we will be working there tomorrow. And what we're going to do then is go ahead and adjust our schedule for the store. We're going to say schedule. We're going to be closed today and open tomorrow. And then we're not going to buy any more inventory at the moment. I think we're good on inventory. On average, we sell 208 cheap flowers every 7 days, and we have 208. So in theory, that should get us. No, wait, that's what we sold in the last 7 days. I have 75 in stock, so that's only going to get us part of the way there. Ooh, that could be tough. How's that going to work out? I don't have enough money to buy another batch of inventory. Okay, well. Not worried about that at the moment. I'm going to go spend some time in the park as our happiness has fully depleted at this point. And this is a gym right here. Actually, let's go to this gym. How much is it going to cost to work out? Pump. I think it's pump. Has a fee of $25.60. You know what? Screw it. We're going to do it. Let's go ahead and work out because you need sport clothes to use this machine. Please don't tell me I have to, that's not a whole different thing. Okay, yeah. Sport clothes to use this machine. So we'll put on some shorts and this shirt and then these shoes. Save. Let's go ahead and work out to 25% boost for happiness for 14 hours. Or we go boom, 1 hour, and that's 28 hours. Boom. There we go. Run it up, son. Well, there you have it. Now we're super hungry. Great. So we need to go spend $8 more. And then we need to go hang out in the park for like the rest of the day. All right, so we're looking at Elgato. The park is straight up 3rd Street here. So we're going to go straight up 3rd Street. I'm starting to get a little more oriented with the map. Starting to figuring it out a little bit better. I need to replace the batteries in my mouse because I do not have a wired mouse and it is dying. All right, we are in the park. Look at our happiness just skyrocket. We're going to go sleep on the bench for a while. Try and really get that happiness up there. So that way we, can focus on the depressing state of our life. It may be raining, but we are as happy as can be. Walk in the park has lasted. It's going to last us for 6 days. That's freaking awesome. So we're going to do that again, actually. Sleep some more. Beautiful. All right. What a wonderful day. We've got all sorts of happiness boosts for a while anyways. We got 17 hours left on the exercise and then 12 days from walking in the park. Everyone loves a good walk in the park, especially when you're broken. That's really all you can afford to do. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to run back to our apartment. We're going to go to bed and we're going to see what a day of like going to Elgato for the day job, as well as going to our own business. We're going to see what kind of day that looks like, how painful it will be. All right, so we're going to run over to Elgato. We're going to get ourselves some breakfast. And then after we have breakfast, we will start our shift at Elgato. And then we will finish our shift at Elgato and go to Petal to the Metal and work our shift there and see what that does for our day. All right, so our day at Elgato ends at 1600. So now we're going to get ourselves a basket. We got to eat. Then we're going to run over real quick to eat. We didn't change our clothes, so we're going to Petal to the Metal just like this in our gym outfit. I don't know how big of a deal that is. I don't know if it impacts your business or your customers at all. Hopefully it doesn't. That could actually be a thing, if I remember correctly. So hopefully they don't care that I'm just dressed as if I just came from the gym, which I kind of did. Sort of. Not really. All right. Let's start our second day, or second shift of the day, which is in our own business. Let's see what happens here. So inventory wise, I think this would be better for us from an inventory perspective. Allows us to save up on the inventory. It gets us open, gives us 2 streams of income. So I think there's that potential. I don't know at what point customers stop coming in. It's about to be 8 o'clock and they're still coming in. It's slowed down. It's at 8:30. We've still got them coming though, slowly but surely. 9 o'clock is where I think, I don't know if they'll still come. Yeah, so for the whole last hour, we got 1 customer and they came in right before we closed. So I don't know, just staying open until 10 make a lot of sense? Probably not. I think we could get away with not doing that and just stay open until 9, because we didn't sell anything in that last hour. So let's go to bed and see what that did for our day. $159 in profit, y'all. That might be how we have to run this back right now. So if we go to Bizman and I want to go to EconoView, so we made $200 from our salary. We made $24 from Petal to the Metal, or a net profit of $159. That's going to be the path that we have to go. So I'm going to grind away a little bit just to get us to a point where we can make some progress other than doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. See, that's annoying. No one wants to be a part of that. I'm going to take care of that. We're going to get to a point where we can actually start to expand the business and really start to thrive. I think we're in a good position, but it's going to be a bit of a grind first to get us there. And once we're there, I think we're really going to turn a corner. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.